Hello children, I hope you have done your exams well and hope you all will get good marks. With that note, come let us move into our next new chapter, Unit 2, Mechanics. Right? So first let us see the definition for mechanics. It is the branch of physics which deals with the study of state of objects. Every object will have two states, children, basically. State means what? Not Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu like that, right? How a body will be, whether it is moving or not moving. That refers to the state of a body, right? That means what? Either the body can be at rest without moving, or it will be moving, that is in the state of motion. So when we study at how an object remains in the state of rest, how an object remains in the state of motion, that branch of physics is called as mechanics. Okay, right. Now these mechanics is again divided into so many branches. That is what I have given here. First see, mechanics is divided into 5 branches. Relativistic mechanics. If you have textbook, follow in that also. Quantum mechanics. Say along me the words you have to spell along with me. Okay. Relativistic mechanics. Quantum mechanics. Deformable body mechanics. Before that we have one another. Rigid body mechanics. Deformable body mechanics. And lastly, fluid mechanics. Okay. Now, in this, about all these 4 you will learn in your higher classes. Very particularly, you are going to learn now rigid body mechanics. That is divided into 2 categories. Statics. So, children usually will make spelling mistake here. Don't write statistics. This is statics. And dynamics. Dynamics is again divided into 2 types. Kinematics and kinetics. Kinematics, kinetics. Okay. Right. So, this is the classification of mechanics. Now, let us see the definition of each and every branch of rigid body mechanics alone. Now, right? Now, first one is statics. It is the study of objects at rest. Rest is otherwise called as equilibrium. Now, I will explain this. Right? When a body is at rest, now you will be seeing your video by sitting at one position. Right? Now, you will be considered in the state of rest. That means you are not moving. That rest condition, there is one other word called equilibrium. Equilibrium means what? So many forces will act on a body, but even though all the forces will get balanced with each other so that the body will not move. So that condition is called equilibrium. Rest means no force acts. Equilibrium is even when the force acts, the body will not move. So like that, for example, if you have a big rock, if you push it, the rock will, how faster or how stronger you move it, the rock won't move. So then the rock is said to be in equilibrium condition. So when we study about any objects which are at rest or in equilibrium, then that branch of study is called as statics. Okay. Now we have dynamics. Straight opposite to this. It is a study of objects at rest. So automatically this is the study of objects in motion. Motion means what? Movement. This is what? Dynamic. In English we say no, he is a dynamic leader. Dynamic person means what? Very active. Active means what? Highly movement oriented. So study of moving objects is called as dynamics. Okay, children. Kinematics is again divided into 2 types. Dynamics is divided into 2 types. Kinematics and kinetics. Okay. Now what is kinematics? It is the study of motion of objects without considering the cause of motion. Right. Now this under this kinematics, it is a part of dynamics. Dynamic study is about the moving objects. We have studied already. As the body is moving, if you don't look into the reason why the body is moving, then that branch of study is called kinematics. We won't see what made the body to move, how the body is moving. The reason for the movement we won't consider in kinematics. We will consider as moving body. We want to start with the initial point of the body. We will consider the body is moving and then we will go with its deeper concepts. Okay, that branch of study is called as kinematics. Okay, now what is the other branch of dynamics? Kinetics. It is reference to the cause of motion. Here, what made the object to move? That what is the reason behind the object for its movement? That is also important. Okay, so can you understand the definitions for this, children? So these are very important. Till this introductory part of mechanics is over. From here, the chapter 1 of your mechanics is starting. What is the heading? Motion and force. So now we have some basic concepts here that you have to understand so that we can move in a very spontaneous way to the next concepts. First one, we have to know what is position. Position means what? For example, I am standing here. If I am considered as an object, this position, this place where am I standing is called position. That means what I can say, for another example, this board is fixed here. The place where this board is occupying, that is called the position. In short, what we can say, it is the location of the object. Position is nothing but where it is present, where it is located. Okay, that is called position. Now, I said you before two states of a body. What are the two states of a body? Rest and motion. We know that when a body doesn't move, it is at rest. When a body moves, it is at motion. Right? But one technical word needs to be added in it. Rest means no change in position with time. That the position already I have told you is the location of the object. That means, for example, if I stand here for 5 minutes, you can't stop the time. Yes, you can ask me, ma'am, if I stop the watch, I can stop the time. You can stop your watch or clock, but you cannot stop the time. Yes, no. So the time will be moving, right? As the time proceeds, if the object's location, if I am standing here, my location will not be changed with respect to time. Then that condition is called as rest. Simple, children. If a body doesn't move, it is at rest. But as a technical definition, we should add comparative with time. That's why this definition. Okay, children, I have given in a hint-like statement. Complete definition I will give you in the assignment sheet that you will copy. Okay. Right. Now motion. What is motion here? No change. I said motion means obviously it is change in position with time. Right. Now we have a new word called reference point. What is that? Reference point. For example, now I am referring here, right? With my scale, I am pointing to the bird, right? Now this is my object. Now I am seeing from here, right? Now from where am I referring to this object or this content or this factor? That particular point is called as reference point for this example. See here the point from which movement is determined. Here movement I said, of course it is movement. Here for an example I am saying this movement. For example, you are seeing a bird or an aeroplane on the sky. Right? It is a moving object. From the ground you will see it. So from where you are viewing it, that particular point is called as reference point. Clear, children? Now, next very important definition, frame of reference. Here I will tell you this. So now when I have a point here, right? This is a board, right? So this point is in a two-dimensional plane. This will have one length, this will have one breadth. So the point is here. So usually you would have drawn graph. So you will denominate it with x, y. So in a two-dimensional plane. But for example, take this room itself as one plane and a chalk piece is hanging here. Don't ask me how chalk piece will hang one. It's an example, right? Now there is a chalk piece here. Or example, you can take a dust also, a dust flying over here. Right? Now in a two-dimensional plane, you can easily say x, y. How will you locate in a three-dimensional plane? For that only I have drawn here. So this I have drawn a three-dimensional explanation in a two-dimensional way. You have to imagine now. Use all your imaginative powers now. So now, if you take a room, one length axis will be there, breadth axis will be there, and in one another point you will have another axis that is called your third axis called as z axis. Right? So now when a dust is here, right? From the length, how much distance? From the breadth, what is the distance, and from the height, what is the distance. Now if you locate it like, if an object is here, x comma y comma z. So if you locate an object in a three-dimensional plane, that is called as frame of reference. But one additional thing needed, that is your clock, time. In physics, everything must be compared with time, children. No other escape for you. Right? So when an object is located in one particular area, how that the object is acting, how it is behaving with respect to time, what are all in its surroundings, that is called frame of reference. That we technically define the coordinate system. Coordinate system, don't think that it is a difficult word. The three-dimensional graph, three-dimensional plane along with the clock. Clock means, ma'am, how I can go and keep a clock there? Time is called as frame of reference. Okay, children? So the coordinate system plus clock, that is time, is called as frame of reference. The last one, very important thing, types of motion. Any body which moves will be categorized under four factors. First one is random motion. In your book, this flow chart is there. Kindly follow that too. Random motion. Second one is translational. You would have learned this in 6th standard too. Say with the word translational, rotatory, oscillatory. Shall I say it once again? Random motion, translational motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion. Now I explain this. A random motion means a motion which will not have any pattern. Okay, when you play at your home, you will not follow any particular direction. Randomly you will move, right? Now that is called random motion, which will not have any pattern. First I will finish these two, then I come to this. Rotatory means what? Any object, see if a scale is there, if it rotates like this, on its own axis, if it moves, don't confuse it with circular motion. This is not circular motion. If it comes like this, then it is circular. If it rotates on its own axis, then it is rotatory. Then oscillatory. Pendulum, you know, wall clocks, you would have not seen, right? Now, oscillatory means church bell, temple bell, right? Now like that, this will move like this, right? One on a fixed axis in a mean position, center position, it will do like this. So that is called what? Oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion is otherwise called as to and from. To and fro motion. I will give the complete sentence in your notes too. So that to and fro motion, you swing. In Tamil we say no unjal, right? So in swing, that are examples for oscillatory. Now this translational motion is a complex word. It is divided into three types: rectilinear, curvilinear, circular. Rectilinear means a straight line path. A car going on a highway without any taking turn. And going on the walls, right? Straight path. Then curvilinear, curved paths. Curved means what? Straight, and then it will taking a curve. Then if that goes like that, if it is not straight, then it is curvilinear. Then this is a patternized one, but not a set straight one. Circular means what? Making a circular path. Example, we can say sun rotating around, planets rotating around the sun. Okay, children, these definitions in a very statement oriented way, I will give it in the notes. Prepare all these notes too. Thank you.